What is the weirdest thing you've ever done for money? Italian man came up to me on holiday in a town near Naples. He asked me to go talk to these two Americans. He gave me €10 to buy them a couple of beers and talk about whatever. No idea why. This sounds like some movie. I wonder if you were a distraction while they robbed a couple's hotel room. Or maybe you were involved in some weird money laundering scheme. He was probably robbing their hotel room. Not me personally, but a guy I went to high school with got offered $45 to fall down the stairs at the Performing Arts Center on campus and yelled "duck" really loud while they were recording a performance. I feel bad for the performers, but that's funny. It's still performance art if you are getting paid, right? I was paid to watch alternating clips of nature and pornography while a camera in my vagina measured the hue of my vaginal walls to determine the amount of blood flow to the area, which indicates the level of physical arousal. At the same time, I also had to take notes on what I thought about the images I was seeing, rating arousal level. This was to attempt to study the relationship between physical arousal and mental arousal. Winner. For me, nature is one of the neatest things on this planet. That's why Rodney and I started Nature Walk. Cause we want everyone to know how neat nature is instead of me and Rodney knowing it. When I was in 6th grade, some 8th graders came up to me and offered me $5 to snort crushed Tic Tacs. As I was snorting them, one of them got a teacher and told her I was doing drugs. I started crying and explained everything, and after the principal confirmed that they were just Tic Tacs, the 8th graders all got a week of detention, and I still got my $5. Just Tic Tacs? Principal has clearly never experienced a Tic Tac binge. Yes, I can confirm. It was definitely crushed Tic Tacs, said the principal as he rubbed his nose. But those little shocks only gave me $3 to do it, a week of detention for them, and 10 points from Slytherin. Not like that weird, but when I was 6 or 7 I used to pluck my parents' grey hairs for 10 cents per strand. Dude, WTF, I did the same thing for the exact same price. Edit. Can't believe my most upvoted comment is about plucking grey hair out of my dad's chest. That's kind of genius in a really weird way. Not me, but my friend threw his $300 phone into a river for $25. It was deep, so he didn't get it back. A financial mastermind. Anyone else lick their lips after reading this? Double quote. Wrote fanfic to order. Gimme characters and plot. Or plot what plot scenario. $15 per 1,000 words. Was fun, and occasionally hilarious, even if I'd never admit publicly to some of the stories I wrote. It was that, or work a second retail job. Writing commissions won. So how can someone get into doing something like that? I'd be completely down to write weird fanfic for fellow perverts. When I was a kid, a neighbor paid me to be a live scarecrow in his garden. My job was to chase the birds and other animals away that might otherwise destroy his garden when he wasn't home to guard it. Note, netting helps keep birds away, but it doesn't keep animals like deer, rabbits, woodchucks, etc. from invading the garden. OMG. Until I read the last part of the second sentence, I thought that you had a creepy neighbor who literally had you standing in his yard like a scarecrow. In my defense, I thought that it was for a Halloween event. Scroot Farms. Babysat a rock star before a gig so that he would stay put and not go off into the local area, which he didn't know, looking for drugs. We talked about TV and films. Edit. I think I've told this story before and said who it was, but I won't say again. It was more than 20 years ago and everyone involved is British. The need to do this kind of thing is exactly why Get Him to the Greek was made. But that was 10 plus years later. I wouldn't be surprised if stories Russell Brand can tell got put straight into the movie, if he could remember any of them. Jonah Hill, is that you? Oh, I so wanna know. LOL. I used to clone rare Pokemon like Mew on the Game Boy game and sell them to other people. I just ripped the transfer cable out while transferring the Pokemon at the right time and we both could keep it. I remember that. They always said it was risk since you could corrupt your game, but then I'm pretty sure it happened to me. So many memories of those games. Good times, except for that one. The trick I did for cloning Pokemon was putting them in the computer, and as the "Are you sure" text popped up, I turned my Game Boy off. When I restarted the game, I had the Pokemon on me as well as in the computer.
Nice. Please smash the subscribe button to enjoy daily AskReddit content.
I read the book Every Thug Needs a Lady by Wahida Clark. Saw it in Barnes and Nobles and jokingly said to my brother that I would read it for $100 and give him a book report. Son of a bleach, it is the worst book ever written. Care to provide us with said summary? I don't know whether the book is based upon a Ja Rule lyric or vice versa. The fact that Ja Rule is involved guarantees something sucks. I got paid a $100 to learn how to do math with an abacus over the course of 10 days for a college study. You'll need that knowledge in 20-30 years. I listened to hours upon hours of people telling me that they were smarter than me, yelling at me, and threatening to kill me. Totally worth it for that $7.25 an hour. Let me guess. Retail? Call center? Disney princess parties, or as my partner lovingly called it, being a stripper for toddlers. We recently went to a toddler birthday party with a girl clown. One of the dads recognized her from her other party entertainment job. My wife used to do that. She was the mermaid princess. Snorted wasabi. It was not worth $2. I ate a fat spoonful of wasabi for $5 at work once. I hate the taste, but figured I could do it easily since I take spicy food like a champ. I was not prepared for the searing nasal inferno of death. I can't think of anything that would be worth snorting for $2. I almost have panic attacks just rinsing my face in the shower. I don't want anything up my nose. I worked as a runner, paid intern, for a TV talk show in the UK. David Hasselhoff was a guest, and while researching him, one of the team found out he was in a softcore porn movie. We were based in Soho, London, so they sent me out to the sex shops to see if I could track it down. I was sick with anxiety going into the shops, but I kept thinking at least I'm being paid. Funniest thing was I gave no context as to why I was hunting down David's sex tape. All they knew was a nervous looking kid was desperate to see Hasselhoff's schlong. Did you find it? LOL. In college I used to stow flip-flops in my bag when I went out to the bars, so I could switch out my heels for the walk home. One night I sold those dirty flip-flops to a creepy old dude at the bar for $200. Easiest, yet most upsetting money I've ever made. Nice. I transcribed psychology interviews for a friend. I was in college and she was getting her master's in clinical and needed help transcribing interviews with subjects she'd done for her thesis. I said I'll do it for free. She said, no, you'll want to be paid for it, and she did. She obfuscated the subject information and just gave me the dictatape. At the end of it, I am happy she paid me. That was nice of her to insist. Jesus Christ, that was some depressing shocks. Her topic had something to do with bonding between mothers and stepchildren. It was awfully nice of you to offer free labor, but master's work is pretty draining and it's very appropriate to be paid if it's not your work. I'm sure you did a great job. Thumbs up. As a person who has done some live, taped obviously, interviews over the phone for online publication, transcribing interviews are the ducking worst. I'd usually wait at least 2 weeks before starting on the transcription. I almost traded farts for rent once. Care to elaborate? Stood in line for Dole Whips at Disney. Some guy paid me $50 to wait in the line while his family rode a ride. Edited to add, I was pregnant at the time and my family was in line for a ride I couldn't ride. I overheard a family trying to figure out how they would use their fast pass, make it to lunch, and managed to try a Dole Whip. I offered to stand in the line for him for $20. He gave me $50. Dole Whips are the best. I remember back in high school I had an all-day trip to Disney, and getting those at 10 PM before leaving was truly the highlight of that experience. Dude, if you did that all day for people, you could probably buy an annual pass in one day.
Nice. Please smash the subscribe button to enjoy daily AskReddit content.
I enlisted in the military. Edit. Just to make it clear, I'm Brazilian. This hits home. I was dumb enough to do it twice. Translation. I voluntarily, as an adult, decided to allow myself to be yelled at and treated as a child for a bigger allowance. As a grown-ass man standing 6'7", I had people a foot shorter yelling at me for a damn speck of dust in my barracks room. Navy, never again volunteer yourself. When I was a teen, I drank a mug full of melted garlic butter for $5 at work. Asked my biology teacher if she was pregnant, was in 2nd grade and luckily she laughed it off, but hey, my friend gave me 1 inches, $50. That night she cried herself to sleep, not even her cat could comfort her. You had a biology teacher in 2nd grade. I wrote an erotic fanfiction featuring Spider-Man, the Green Goblin, and major booty groping. I got paid $75 for it. Link please, drop the link. In 7th grade a kid told me that if I could learn to move my fingers in a certain way he would pay me $20. Took me 2 days of practicing in my closet and I did it but never got the money. Now I show people this weird thing I can do. Basically you move your pointer fingers, pointing at each other, around each other in a circle. But instead of both moving forward, one moves towards you and the other moves away from you. 95% of people I've shown this to can't do it. Why did you have to practice in your closet? Man, IDK if it's just because I have super good dexterity or if I'm not doing it right or what, but I picked that up in about 10 seconds. Some girl in high school gave me $20 for just being her friend. In hindsight I still don't know why I took it and to this day I still feel bad. Mary, I'm sorry. You can always ask for forgiveness. Not me but my friend. In 7th grade, my friend got €2 for smashing a cake into a classmate's face in the middle of a school day. That classmate paid her. That classmate has a woman humiliation fetish. Definitely. Paid looks like you guys spend too much time kidding around, lol JK. I found someone with a fart fetish and farted in their face 10 times for $200. Yeah, that's weird I think. Was it that you had to fart 10 times for $200 or was it $20 a fart? How do you just like fart on command? I was like 8 and wanted money at the cottage. Aunt told me I could stir the shocks whole outhouse if I was desperate. So I found the longest down tree branch I could, took off all the twigs, etc. Then used that 8-foot beep to stir it up. Then went to collect my money. She laughed at me, said she couldn't believe it. So I fished the branch out of the forest and left it on the hood of her car. It's still just as true as the first time I told it, which is like 87%. IDK what she was expecting, promising money to stir a pile of shocks then not paying up. Sold my underwear a couple times in college. Got pretty good at it and made a decent amount of money. LOL. I didn't know selling your underwear is a skill one can be good or bad at.
Nice. Please smash the subscribe button to enjoy daily AskReddit content.